guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a one brand tutorial featuring Laura Mercier. I have gathered all of my Laura Mercier products into one area. This is actually an old silverware tray, silverware drawer like insert thing, but it works. I have a couple of different Laura Mercier primers and I kind of vary which one I'm going to use based on like my need that day. This is the Foundation Primer Radiance, and this is the Foundation Primer Protect, which is SPF 30. If you hear toys, that's my daughter playing right here. So I think I'm going to use the Radiance one because I find the foundation from Laura Mercier that I'm going to use is a little bit drying. So the Radiance Primer is, you don't really need much. It's kind of a runny, as you can see it's running down my finger. And I just put a little bit on each, side of my face and then rub it in. It does give you kind of like a golden sheen to your face, not glitter, not like sparkle or anything like that, but it just sits really pretty under makeup and makes your skin look like fresh and young and radiant and all those words that we like to hear people say about our face. Oh, your face looks fresh. Thank you. Okay, if I look like I didn't sleep, it's because I didn't. She woke up twice last night, but I had a hard time going back to sleep, so. Alright, I have a couple of different foundations from Laura Mercier. I have the Silk Cream Moisturizing Photo Edition Foundation in Bamboo Beige, and I have the Smooth Finish Flawless Fluid in Vanilla, or Vanille, I think it's called. But I'm going to use my little palette here, and I'm going to actually mix the two because I find that Bamboo Beige is just a little bit too yellow, like golden, and the vanilla one is a little too pale. So I'm going to put the two next to each other so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I put a little squirt of each, hopefully you can tell. But they're very different. One is more runny, one is thicker. So I'm actually going to apply it with my Beauty Blender and mix the two together. It's not my preferred method of foundation application normally, but for this foundation I feel like I need a bit of radiance, and as you can see it has really good coverage. I'm even pouncing it on the eyes since I don't have a Laura Mercier concealer. I find this foundation actually works as a concealer. It doesn't crease too much, it does a good amount of coverage. I have two different powders by Laura Mercier. I have the Secret Brightening Powder, great for under eyes, and the loose setting powder, the translucent one. So I'm going to use both. I didn't use an under eye concealer, like I said, I just used the foundation and like covered my eye area with it, and I think it does a really good job. So this is the Secret Brightening Powder. I did just put it on my Beauty Blender, and I'm going to show you how even without an under eye corrector or a concealer, I can still get a brightened, like non-dark circle look. Non-dark circle, you know what I mean. I'm just going to leave that powder for a little bit. Translucent setting powder all over my face with a big fluffy brush. The Jessup large powder brush modeled off after a Sigma brush, but basically it's just a big old clean fluffy brush. And I'm just kind of sweeping that on my face, avoiding the eye area since I'm going to be sweeping that later. Okay, so now I'm just going to use this brush in a minute to do the under eyes, but I'll set it aside for now. I actually don't have a Laura Mercier bronzer or contour shade, but I do have this. The Eye Art Artist Palette. It has some interesting shades in it, a lot of like plum, some browns. So I'm going to actually use this shade here. It's called Fresco. Try not to blind you, but Fresco is more of like a lighter brown. I'm going to use the Jessup Tapered Highlighter brush. And this is like a pink tone, brown, light brown color. But I've used this before in a pinch and it works really. I think that's baked long enough, so I'm going to sweep it away with my powder brush. Blush, I'm using the Second Skin Cheek Color in the shade Violet Orchid. It's a really pretty, it's just exactly what it sounds like, violet kind of color. It's just a no-name brand generic blush brush. It's very pigmented actually, so putting a little bit of that on the cheeks. It's a satin finish. They say second skin. So it does look like you're kind of blushing, you know, not like you applied blush, but it's a very natural finish. Not super matte, not glittery either, just. And then one of my favorite Laura Mercier products, this is the Matte Radiance Baked Powder in Highlight 01. Sorry if my hair is annoying you, I'm actually getting it cut and stuff today, so I don't want to waste my time styling it when they were just going to they were going to spray it down or whatever and wash it. So just applying that same brush, the Jessup tapered highlighter brush, applying that Matte Radiance powder. I don't know why they call it Matte Radiance, there's nothing matte about it, but it's so pretty. A little bit on the tip of the nose, a little bit on the Cupid's bow. There we go. So the skin just looks so fresh. I don't have a brow product by Laura Mercier, so I will just use something else. But in the meantime, I'm using the Eye Basics eye primer in the shade Wheat. This was I think a 100 point perk from Sephora. It's basically just a cream eyeshadow. And Wheat is just a shade that anybody could wear. I think it's a good base for a lot of other products. I don't know if they intend it for a primer or if it's supposed to be like a cream eyeshadow. But. And for lips, I'm using the Lip Glacé in the shade Bear Baby. And it's a very pale pink gloss. Not my usual jam, but I think it is a really nice gloss. It's like thick and creamy. It doesn't run all over your face. It's kind of long lasting because it's so creamy. And it's just a little bit, blotting off just a little bit. It's just, it tastes like kind of vanilla makeup. It doesn't taste like vanilla, it tastes like vanilla makeup. But it feels really good on the lips. And yeah, I don't know if I would pay full price. That was like either a point perk or a freebie or a promo code or something, but I like it. I used the IT Cosmetics Brow Power, the Universal Brow Pencil real quick. And now I'm using the Caviar Stick Eye Color in the shade Rose Gold. And it's not very pigmented, this one, but I think it's because it's so close to my natural like skin shade. But it does have a nice base for eyeshadows to stick to. Now I'm using the Artist palette, and I'm going to go in with the shade Fresco again as a blending shade. And this is a Sigma E35 tapered blending brush in the shade Fresco. And I'm applying that as a transition shade. Since I did such a pale shade for the lips, I can have a little bit of fun with the eyes. But Fresco is just that perfect, like, I probably will hit pan on Fresco and no other colors in this palette. Sorry if it's annoying having the baby in the background, but this is the time I have to film, so I'm going to use Vanilla Nuts and a little bit of Sparkling Dew. Those are the white shades. One is matte, one is shimmery, as my brow bone and inner corner shades. I use more of the matte shade up top, and then more of the shimmery shade on the inner corner. I use Bamboo. Bamboo is this really pretty shimmery, kind of a taupey color. e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush, just a flat shadow brush. I guess it's like a bronzy taupe, I don't know. Can't really tell if it's like warm or cool, it's just kind of like neutral. But I'll tie in some of those purpley shades in this palette, the plum, because of the Violet Orchid lip cheek color I used. I think it'll really pull everything together. But this Bamboo shade is a great color for like an all-over eye look. I've done that before where I just like put it everywhere and go. It's very good for that. I find a lot of palettes are not standalone palettes, but this one truly can. It's got your dark shade you can use for eyeliner. I had a loud baby moment, so I went ahead and finished this eye. So all I did was I took the purples in this palette, the Cur Royale Violet Ink, and a little bit of African Violet, these three darker purples, on the Sigma E34 domed utility brush, and kind of accented the outer V with some plum purple colors. And then carried it into the crease just a little bit. Then you take a little bit of that on the lower lash line. Alright, and then blend. Blend, blend, blend. Blendy, blendy, blendy. I think the purple like ties in the violet in the blush, and then because I have such a nude lip, I think having some color on the eyes is really good. I went in with the Caviar Eye Stick in the shade Tuxedo, and Tuxedo is like a black shade. And I did a really thin line right at the lash line. I used it basically like a liner. I applied some mascara, and the mascara I'm using today is the Flawless Definition Mascara by Bare Minerals. So this is the finished look for one brand tutorial using all Laura Mercier. I think standouts from the line, that eyeshadow palette is amazing. I love the cream shadow sticks. I love the blush and the highlighter. So, the lip glosses are so-so, the foundations so-so, the powders are decent, but I wouldn't call them like holy grail or anything, but I really like the eyeshadow palette. So that is it for this tutorial. Hope you guys... That is it for this one brand tutorial. Let me know what brands you guys want to see next, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.